Shabbat Shalom once again, Israel.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, our lesson today is going to be on human thermal. And we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? We're going to start off in the book of Sirach. For some of you, it's going to be Ecclesiastes out of the Apocrypha. All right, or just out of the straight 1611. We're going to go to chapter 45, and we're going to read those first 3 verses. Chapter 35, 1 through 3. I'm sorry, 45, 1 through 3. Charlie, got your email yet? Get your email yet?
Sirach 45.
Anybody want this lesson? Just go to Ark of Israel and request a copy of the letter. Leave your email. We'll send it to you. Okay. Or ask in person. All right. Sirach 45.
Sirach 45. Verse 1. And he brought out of him a merciful man.
Okay. And who is he?
Which found favor in the sight of all flesh.
Who is he? The Most High, right? So the Most High brought out of him a merciful man. What?
Which found favor in the sight of all flesh.
Which found favor in the sight of all flesh. Now, if you really want to know who that was, who would we say that is? Yeah, on top of it. I like that, brother. That's it. Keep going, brother.
Even Moshe. Beloved of Elohim and men. Whose memorial is blessed.
Read.
He made him like to the glorious saints and magnified him. So that his enemies stood in fear of him.
Did y'all realize that? Even when he was dealing with Pharaoh, Pharaoh really didn't fool with Moses too much. He's already known to be a killer. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth, right? Read, my brother.
Verse 3. By his words he caused the wonders to cease. And he made him glorious in the sight of kings. And gave him a commandment for his people.
Wow.
It showed him.
Wait. It made him glorious in the sight of kings, right? Okay. So even the kings glorified Moses, right? So and he just finished up. He said, and gave him what?
And gave him a commandment for his people.
Gave him a commandment for his people. That's important. Let's keep that in mind, right? Drop down to 7 and go.
Verse 7. An everlasting covenant he made with him.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm wrong. He made his office. Is that 4?
7.
That's 7. He made his office. What 7 say?
Says an everlasting covenant he made with him. He gave him priesthood among the people.
Read 4. No, not 4. Not 4. 4 says what?
4? Verse 4 it says, he sanctified him in his faithfulness and meekness. And chose him out of all men.
So the choice of the Most High. Go back and read. Keep reading 5.
He made him to hear his voice. And brought him into the dark cloud. And gave him commandments before his face. Even the Torah of life and knowledge.
And read.
That he might teach Jacob his covenants and Yasharel his judgments.
So what was the purpose of him teaching Jacob his covenant and Israel his judgment? What was the purpose for that? So it was a part of the process of reconciling them back unto himself. Am I correct? So, because we know that if you're not clean, you can't be reconciled. Right? That's why, a lot of brothers, you see a lot of brothers not Israel. Sometimes I call them brothers anyway. That in Christianity, they'll say that they say that the Big Ten been done away with, but how? It's not possible. It's not possible that might happen, right? Give me jump into Exodus 28. Give me 29. Some kind of way I got. I pulled some information last night from from the internet, and I think it threw me off a little bit, but how many of y'all know we're still not all? We're still not all, okay?
It's 28 and 29. Exodus 28:29.
Uh-huh.
And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel.
And Aaron shall bring, shall what?
Bear the names of the children of Israel.
He shall bear the names of Israel.
And the breastplate of judgment upon his heart.
And what?
In the breastplate of judgment upon his heart.
Uh-huh.
When he goes in into the holy place for a memorial before Yahuwah continually.
Okay, keep that in mind. Everybody hold on to that. Y'all got that, right? Everybody holding that? Okay, so now remember, what is the rock? 45 and 8.
Sirach 45 and 8. He put upon him perfect glory, and strengthened him with rich garments, and with breeches.
Okay, so that's what's happening, right? So they read out of the deceiver, and mine came from a different spot. So read again, start back again. He clothed him with what? 8.
He put upon him perfect glory.
So he clothed him with what? Perfect glory.
And strengthened him with rich garments.
And he strengthened him with his garments. What?
With breeches. With a long robe. And an ephod.
Who we talking about? Aaron. Keep going, brother.
9. And he compares him with pomegranates. And with many golden bells round about.
Okay, so a lot of times we would see, when we see Aaron, we would think that those were fringes that was hanging from his garments, but those were bells. Right? Continue to read.
That as he went, there might be a sound. And a noise made that might be heard in the temple. For a memorial to the children of his people.
So what would happen is when he would go into the room of the Holy of Most Holies, right? He represented, the breastplate had Israel, all the tribes of Israel on it. So when he went in, he took all of Israel in with him, right? And the sound that he would make, that the bells made, right? The Most High wanted that sound to be made, so he knew that the whole Israel was coming into the Holy of Holies. Okay? But yeah, brother?
Verse 10.
Read.
With a holy garment, with gold, and blue silk, and purple, the work of the embroidery.
Read.
With a breastplate of judgment, and with Urim and Thummim.
And with Urim and what?
Thummim.
And with Urim and Thummim. So now we want to what's the Urim and Thummim? I know we following back up from last week, but we're actually going back to come forward, right? All right. Anybody know what it is, Urim and Thummim? Go ahead, sister.
Stone, the white stone, the black inscription. And then a black stone, a white inscription. One represents integrity. The other one represents the light.
Right. Okay. Okay, I'm with you. Keep going.
And it was in the breastplate under the ephod.
Right. So see, a lot of people go get the ephod. They want to wear the ephod, but they don't have the what? They don't have the Urim and Thummim. So they one to operate without the other, right? How many of y'all know that the Urim and Thummim is how would I want to say this word? Is a representation of the Ruach. How can we go anywhere without the Ruach? How can we approach any situation without the Ruach? So you got brothers that saying they representing Israel without the Ruach. Is that possible? Is it possible? Is it possible to represent Israel correctly without the Ruach? I know it's possible for them to do it, but is it possible for them to do it correctly without?
Right.
No.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Let me real quick, give me 1 Corinthians 2:7. So this breastplate was there, right? It was on his chest. You know, we know the breastplate is over the chest, and beneath the breastplate was the Urim and Thummim. It was beneath it. So somebody not knowing it's supposed to be there is not going to see it. So there's a sense of false representation. There was a brother back in the biblical days that created a ephod, but he didn't have a human thumb. So what happened to the brother? Thomas. I keep saying Thomas, but it's Thomas. Human thumb. Huh? Okay.
You said what happened to the brother who created the ephod?
Yes.
Did he die?
He did. Go ahead, sister.
The people started worshiping the ephod.
Right. They started to worship the ephod because it didn't have the human thumb to have to keep control of the ruach wasn't a part of it. Right? So the people started to worship the ephod. Just like when they had the snakes in the wilderness and he had put the snake on the pole and everybody began to start worshiping the snake versus the representation of what it represented. Right? And they were supposed to look at that snake and what that snake was, because remember, the Most High had sent snakes out there to bite them.
Right.
Because of what? Because of their disobedience. And because of their disobedience, they were bitten by the snakes, but when they looked upon the snake, they were supposed to be healed. So when they looked upon the snake, they said, hey, that's a God, it healed us. Right? So just like today, a lot of people look at that, a lot of people put on that they're wearing chains. They'll have it put on there. You can see them on the internet. They'll put on their outfits. Yes, ma'am.
In the hospital, they use the snake around the pole.
Yes.
And people automatically with that as well.
Yes. So when you have how many of y'all seen that? There's a snake wrapped around the pole, and they use that cord, and then they wear that to say that that's a sense of healing. But now we know where it came from, right? But they're improperly using it once again, right? So, where you at that, brother? You got 1 Corinthians read for me?
Yeah.
I want to show you something quick. Go ahead, read.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 7.
Yes, sir.
But we speak the wisdom of Yah in a mystery.
In a what?
In a mystery.
Uh-huh.
Even the hidden wisdom,
Uh-huh.
which Yahuwah ordained before the world unto our glory,
Uh-huh, read.
which none of the princes of this world knew.
Who didn't know?
For none of the princes of this world knew.
We're not in another world, same world. Keep reading.
For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Yah of glory.
Keep reading.
But as it is written,
Uh-huh.
eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahuwah has prepared for them that love him.
Read.
But Yah has revealed them unto us by his Ruach.
By what?
By his Ruach, his spirit.
Uh-huh. But so how can people say that they are saved? How can they say that they are walking in the light? Right? And the only way to really, and we're going to continue to read this, but the only way to really to receive the Ruach is by receiving the word in what? All trueness. Right? But if you're not reading the book, and you're going about what man is telling you, and he got that book mixed up in his head, right? Then something's not right. That's why the question from a lot of Hebrews to those brothers and sisters that does that is, what do you say, Father? Because if in the beginning the word was our Elohim, right? I mean, we were with him, right? It said the word was God, the word was with God. So then who is the word? What is the word? Right? HaMashiach. He said, so if he's the word, if you don't read his word, how can you know him?
Right.
If you're going to sit there and not read his word, how are you going to know him? Because a lot of people fabricate a lot of things when they're telling the story about him. They skip this, they skip that, they add this, they take out that. According to scriptures, you shouldn't add nor take away anything from this book. Right? But people do it all the time.
In addition to that, people put in their minds, more emphasis on the Holy Spirit. I mean, the Holy Spirit is important, but understand that the Holy Spirit is his spirit, it doesn't differ from his word. And it leads you into all truth. The word says the Torah is true. It's the same thing. So we should, I think these days, like you're saying, a lot of people don't read. You know, they're ignoring this. But this is it's the same thing, but you need to understand this so you can understand that the Spirit's supposed to lead you through this. But if you're not paying attention to this, what are you doing?
So a lot of brothers, what happens is, even brothers that are in the truth, right? That are Hebrew Israelites, right? A lot of them will build a lesson on what's the name of it? On precepts. You cannot build a lesson on precepts, just straight precepts. It's not going to happen. Say line by line, precept by precept. So you go line by line, and a precept should come in and support what you read on that line. You can't build a lesson on precepts. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Because it says line by line. So when it's saying line by line, that means it says you start reading the chapter, right? And when you get there, you get to when you get to that nugget, there should be a precept to come through and what? Confirm it. It should be a confirmation through precept. But people will take precepts, because I can take precepts and I can say anything I want to say. Anything I want to say. I'm talking in this world, I can talk about anything in this world with just precept. And it won't be true. Right? Because I can take it, because precept support line by line. If everybody get it. I don't know if y'all get it or not what I'm saying.
That's the precepts. I mean, I think that's the reason why there's a lot of stuff mixed up right now, because you take a particular line and you're focusing on that line, but you don't know the context. You know all these different things that really explain what that actually means. So you end up taking this thing and you're talking about something that's completely different from what y'all was talking about.
Because he dealt with different situations. And see, the Apostle Paul would throw a stumbling block out there really quick, right? So if you go put a precept from Apostle Paul, and you take that precept and you build precept by precept by precept by precept, no line, precept by precept, and you can change some things up and turn some things in different ways, right? But if there's a body of what's going on, when he spoke in Corinthians, he was speaking to the people in Corinthians that was doing things. When he was speaking to Romans, he was talking to people in Romans that was doing things, right? When he wrote Hebrews, who was he talking to?
Hebrews.
Us. That's how we begin to what? Learn about who? Melchizedek. The order of Melchizedek. We begin to find out about who else? Hamashiach. But I'm going to tell you something. Our Hamashiach came in the order of who? But did y'all know there was some people in between them? Did anybody know that same system came through before? Yes? No? Maybe so? I'm talking about the order of Melchizedek. Meaning, what is the order of Melchizedek? King and what? Hamashiach is going to be what? There was another representation of king and that came through in between Melchizedek and our Hamashiach. Well, what? Who was it? You got it. Because Aaron served as the king. No, I'm sorry, Moses served as the king, and Aaron served as what? Which represented? We're going to read that. Y'all ready? Let's get on down through that. I'll tell you, yes, ma'am.
No, I'm saying back to your point when you was trying to say about the precept, take a little blurb. That's how all these different religions got started.
Yes.
Because you got like, okay, well we can speak in tongues. So they took a blurb from Acts. They said they spoke in tongues, and that's what that meant. And so they built their whole principle off of that. When we got Baptists, they built their whole principle off, go ye, therefore, baptize everything. So everybody takes a verb of something and creates a whole doctrine out of that instead of taking the whole book.
And I got two. I'll go ahead, brother.
All right. I mean, it's the same thing as going with people that just, just want to read from the New Testament on. And the same thing, they just want to read Torah. There's some that just want to read the Old Testament.
What did he say? He said, come through how?
He said, what was it? Isaiah 8:20. He said, to the law and to the testimony. I won't say it wrong.
He said, they're not coming. We'll read it. But in the meantime, while we read that, two good examples. They were reading when Hamashiach asked Peter, he said, what do you believe? No, who do you believe I am? And Peter said he thought he was who he was, right? And he said, on this rock, I'll build my church, right? And now you got churches out there called St. Peter's Rock. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not, there's one here. I mean, I'm serious. And there's one in Arkansas for sure. So you can't just go by that. He said, baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And you got them preachers? They'll say, I baptize in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and put them in the water and bring them back up. Did they do what he told them to do? Did they do what they told? Did they do what they told him to do? No. Why they didn't? Huh?
They didn't say the name.
What name should they say?
Hamashiach.
That's it.
They said the name like they're really.
Because he came in the name of the Father, and the Holy Spirit came in his name. All three names are the same. So I baptized my brother in the name of Hamashiach what? Yahshua. What do you want to call him? Don't call him Jesus. I'm good. So they're not doing what they do. So a lot of people that have been baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right, need to be baptized again. Because they weren't baptized in that name. And that's something we have to know in our mind. That's why it's important to read and not allow people to just tell you. If that makes sense. Because when they say baptize in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, now we got to go find out what that name is. Because he's in the name. He didn't say in the names. Yes. They're all titles. They're all titles. If he said baptize in the name of men, we can come here and say baptize in the name of your name, his name, my name, this guy's name, right? Because we're men. Right? He said the Father. We can baptize him in JR's name. Abiyah. You can baptize in Brother Kevin's name. He's the Father. I can baptize in your name, brother. Am I right? So we got to know. That's why it's important to read for an understanding. That's why we have to ask the Ruach to lead us. Because in most situations, when we get in situations, we try to change those things and take care of those things ourselves. When we're not dependent on the Ruach and to do what it's supposed to do. But we can ready to get into that right now. What we have, brother? Yes, sir.
Isaiah 8:20
says what?
To the Torah and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light.
So how can you be obedient unto the Most High if you're only doing sections? Cherry picking the word.
Or disregard the
That's what we do.
Torah.
God the grace. I don't like this one. I won't doubt it.
Well, they disregard. A lot of folks disregard the Torah completely.
Exactly.
Disregard the Torah.
And that's the foundation. Because what? The Torah is a shadow and type of what? No, I'm sorry. The New Testament is a shadow and type of what? The Torah. Everything that's inside the New Testament came from there. Everything our Hamashiach talked about came from there. But all of our prophets, everything they talk about came from there. All our disciples, everything they talk about came from there. But inside the New Testament, something changed. What changed? The Lord's sacrifice. And what else? And the law of judgment. Because back in the day, if you stole something, they always try to leave your hand. They'll cut it off right there and leave you right there. Right? Y'all remember that, right? It was an instant. They caught a woman and a man committing adultery. They stoned them to death. And you look at the pile of rocks and they up on them. That's how they take them down into the valley. And they be hurling rocks. Y'all brothers know I ain't lying, right? We stopped in 1 Corinthians where? 10. Thank you, brother. Give me that 11th verse. We need to start at 10? Okay.
But Yah has revealed them unto us by his Ruach.
By his Ruach. Revealed by his Ruach. When you want to be led, you ask for the Ruach to lead you. Read. Not Brother John. Read.
For the Ruach searches all things, yea, the deep things of Yahuwah.
All. How many things?
The deep things of Yahuwah. All
deep things. All deep things of him. And read, brother.
For what man knows the things of a man? For what man knows the things of a man, save the Ruach of man which is in him? I think I read that. That's a question. For what man knows the things of a man, save the Ruach of man which is in him?
So if the Ruach of what's with that man, that's what knows him. But let's think about that. Think about that for a minute. Right? The Most High said, my ways are higher than your ways. Am I correct? Am I wrong? So if his ways are higher than our ways, why am I walking in my own way? Sometimes we can be a stumbling block into ourselves just by doing things our own way. And we wonder how we get in situations we can't get out of. If you say, I'm praying that the Most High remove this. I'm praying that the Most High take care of this. I'm praying that the Most High make things better for me. I'm praying for the Most High do also. But you still worried about it. Have you given it to him yet? No. Because he said, go and sin no more. I mean, when you give it to him, walk away from it. Go ahead, brother.
Even so, the things of God knows no man, but the Ruach Yahuwah.
You got that right. But the Ruach what?
Yahuwah.
Did y'all hear that? Y'all heard what he just said? Can you please read that again?
Even so, the things of Yah knows no man.
Slow down now.
Even so, the things of Yah knows no man. But by the Ruach Yahuwah.
Now that you know that they're both the same. That's why when they baptize in those words, they're doing the wrong thing. Now somebody can come in and baptize them in the name about Hamashiach, so he can do what he got to do. Maybe the Spirit come through, the Ruach come through and help him out. Yes, ma'am.
That right there confirms that no man has seen or heard of God anytime.
At any time.
He's saying he don't know us but by the Spirit of his Son. So his Son is the intercessor. That's the only way he knows us is the Son is speaking to us.
But most people believe, and there are some Israelite brothers and sisters that believe, that they have dealt with the Father. And they deal with the Father. But you have never dealt with the Father. Never. Scripture said nobody ever seen or heard from him any time. Right? It was that Spirit, but it should say Ruach that led them by cloud. Yeah. And fire at night, right? And then it goes on down to read, and it says it was our Hamashiach that did that. So how you missed that one? How you missed that? Right? Were we not paying attention, or we just didn't really care? Or we went by what that man said?
Most of the time.
Because that man said, this is it.
And we like it.
And they love that you be blessed extremely and abundantly, what is it? More than I can't get that right. What's that? What's the scripture that says, you're gonna be blessed, packed down, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Because when they start that prosperity teaching, the only thing they want to do is get on your emotions. If they can get to your emotions, they can get to your pockets.
Put on the show.
That's it.
On the show.
Not realize that they don't pay for it. Because every time anybody misleads a soul and direct them away from the Most High, he are required of that soul. Right? I told the story last week. I was in very big distress. When they joined the church, I told the man I wanted to be saved. And me not knowing any better, I was a young man. And everybody that went up there before me said the same thing. We was all standing there. And he prayed for them and grabbed their head and pushed them, and they took off running, screaming through the church. I said, wow, I want some of that. I went up there and I said, I'm supposed to feel some fire. Right? I go up there and man do me the same way. I ain't felt nothing. Because I looked around, I take off too. I took off, I did what they done. Didn't get nothing. Not one thing. And I took off running, shaking my hand, throwing them up in the air. Right? Didn't get not one thing out of it. But that goes to show you that it's not what we think it is. We have to trust in our own minds and our own hearts. And where you at? You still in 2 Corinthians?
Oh, yes.
Let's finish that up. We're going to run down to 16.
And now we have received not the ruach of the world, but the ruach which is of Yahuwah.
Uh-huh.
That we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahuwah.
Uh-huh. What?
Which things are also we speak.
Uh-huh.
Not in the words which man's wisdom teaches.
I just said that. Read.
But which the Ruach HaKodesh teaches.
Ah.
Comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
Man is carnal. Read.
But the natural man receives not the things of the Ruach of Yahuwah. For they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
How many of y'all know? I'm going to throw this in real quick. Right? That when the Most High, if you want to know how the Most High operates or our Hamashiach operates, right? You look at what he did before, and you can just about tell what he's going to do now, right? How many men started out with Gideon? With Gideon.
I think it's like 10,000.
And the first shed it dropped down to what? 1,000? And they were going into battle, right? And then, I got to put 40 in the bag. And then, when it really came down to it, y'all know the movie 300 came from that, right? Mm-hmm. And then it got down, and when it really came down to the battle, he put them in a situation. He told them, he said, the ones that, when they took them to the creek to drink, to the brook to drink, he said, the ones that lapped like a dog, right? The Most High will put you in an extreme situation. And it's those situations that he put you in that can prove you that sometimes we think is beneath us. We think sometimes things are beneath us, so we don't do them. Those things are hard to grasp. Those things that don't seem right to us. Those things that don't make sense to us. But they make sense to him. That's how he break it down. That's how he find out who's ready to go to the next level. If you can't go to the next level with the same thinking of the level that you was in before you get to the second level, to the next level. You got to change level. There's another level. The only way you're going to get to the level, something has to change. Nothing changes. You don't get a different result if you're doing the same thing over and over again. It has to change. When he's getting ready to take you to another level, he puts you into a situation where you think that everything is gone. It's not a possibility. Yeah. And you can't, yes ma'am.
This makes me think of when we were in the wilderness.
Uh-huh.
While we roamed out there for 40 years. We couldn't go to the next level.
Couldn't go to the next level.
Because so many, all of them died off except 2.
Uh-huh.
They couldn't receive the preparation to go into the...
Because he's preparing us for the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's preparing you, sometimes you got to shed some stuff. The old man carried the same old stuff. Now, if you can't shed those things that has you just convicted in what you're doing, or what you are used to doing on a daily basis, or you're used to consuming on a daily basis, if you can't shed those things, you ain't going to the next level. He prepared you to go to the next level. You got to be willing and obedient. He said, if you be willing and obedient, what? You eat the good of the land. But how can you do that if you're not willing to be obedient? Sometimes it's good to err on the side of what? God. Read, brother.
15.
Uh-huh.
But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man.
Why?
For who has not,
Hold on. Why?
They've learned in Torah, they've learned in the Holy Spirit.
You on top of it. Read it again. Then think about that. We said read. Say it again.
but he that is spiritual judges all things,
Judges all things.
yet he himself is judged of no man.
Now, one more time.
So because the person is learned in the scriptures, they judge each matter according to the
Because they see life differently, don't they? Did you see it differently? You saw things differently. When you learned out who you were, you got in that law, you saw everything different around you. Right? But how many of y'all know that the law wasn't made for the righteous? We become strong in strength with righteousness. And when we get our righteousness within us, it wasn't made for us. So we can't be judged by it. The only time you're going to be judged by the, you got it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? You gonna talk to me, bro. But you see where we at? When you live in righteousness, the law don't even affect you. Huh? That man said it was right. Yes, ma'am.
And that's what Paul was trying to say. When people take that to say that it's no law because
And people took that and said, get rid of the Big Ten.
That's what living by the Spirit is. That's what he's described. Living by the Spirit. If you're living by the Spirit, you are in accordance with the law as the Spirit is. So the law doesn't apply to you because you're not breaking it. You're not going against it in this category. You're living according to it.
Not charging now. Okay? So that's great. Hit that 16th verse.
For who has known the man of the Ruach Yahuwah?
Who has known the mind?
Of the Ruach Yahuwah, that he may instruct him.
How you going to instruct? So that goes back to you talking about the potter and the clay. How the clay going to tell the potter what to do? He can crack you, burn you. In fact, he can ball you up to throw you away. We wonder how people get up and walk around all mingled up. Read, brother.
But we have the mind of the Ruach HaMashiach.
Through his word. My man was just talking about. That gives you that mind. Now you're thinking righteously. You're not thinking carnally. You should be going to another what?
Right.
Read, brother. Stop there. I'm sorry. We good. I'm about to go a little further. Give me that. Go back to Sirach. And give me that 5th verse. You got that?
Sirach 45, verse 5.
Read.
He made him to hear his voice.
Talking about Moses. Read.
And brought him into the dark cloud.
Read.
And gave him commandments before his face. Even the Torah of life and knowledge.
That's what we're talking about. You see my brother just said? When he said that you read the law and it changes you, that's what it just said. Read, brother.
That he may teach Jacob his covenants.
Who?
Jacob.
Because from my understanding, he haven't given the law to no other nation. He only gave it to us. And our purpose for getting it was what to do what with it? To teach the other nations. But in this hour, we're condemning the other nations. We still out of order. You got brothers on the street cussing women out? Cussing brothers out? Disrespect your mother in front of you?
I'm very proud of doing it.
Disrespect the dad and think they got a big hard check. They think they got it going on. But they out of order. What that does is that run people away from Israel. It don't bring them into the fold. Our responsibility is to bring them in, not to run them out. Most people, I know a lot of people that are not up from the fold of Israel that can receive it if you know how to give it to them. But you go into them and like you Hamashiach just came back with your return. And you pull your sword and just cutting out throats. Your whole bench will just read. Just cutting everybody up. That ain't your job. That's not your job. That's not your responsibility. That's not our responsibility. It's not. Because our responsibility is to do what? Seek ye the kingdom first. Right? If I spend 6 months taking care of my own, and 6 months leaving alone somebody else's, I made it through a whole year. Didn't do it again. So it said he made him to hear his voice and brought him into the dark cloud and gave him commandments before his face, even the law of life and knowledge, that he might teach Jacob his covenant and Israel his what?
Judgment.
But if you ain't know what the covenant is, better yet, if you don't know how the covenant lines up with the judgments, there's a covenant that came down upon Mount Zion. And what people don't realize is that Mount Zion, when that thing took place in Mount Zion, right, that there was a marriage took place, there was a blood covenant that took place, and there was also a renewal of the covenant that took place, all at the same time. I got scripture to back it up. You got it? So Moses is given the Big Ten that he might teach Jacob his covenant and Israel his judgments, right? But you got 613 laws out there, right? Just like the two covenant 10, y'all know what I mean? Just like in the New Testament, where the great commandments go, the 10 commandments that were given by Moses in Mount Zion, that 10 covered the what? 613. Wow, I can't keep 613 laws. Yeah, if you break it down, you can. And do it by 10. And then he's going to make it even simpler for you, Israel. He said, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you the 2. Not realizing that some laws have been taken away because some things we don't do today that we had to do back then. But if you give me Exodus 28 and 29. Somebody got a hand up? Yeah, I got it. You want? Yes, sir.
No, you said to keep the 2.
Yeah.
To keep my laws and Sabbath.
There was a covenant made. And we don't realize that. Y'all heard that? Who got that? Exodus 28. You got it? Who got it? You got it? 28. Shout out that 29, bro.
Exodus 28:29. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment.
Y'all heard that? In the breastplate of judgment. That's why when he went into the Holy of Holies and he wore all those stones that represent every tribe of Israel, he took Israel before judgment when he walked in there. They walked in what? Before judgment. And he was able to stand before them because of the what? The Urim and what? The Urim and Thummim. But how can a brother go represent you if he ain't got the Urim and Thummim? How you gonna do that? You gonna be temperate, right? You're supposed to have integrity. Is integrity cussing people out? Is integrity getting crayon marriages? Now you inside of a. I'm just gonna tell you how crazy people is, and they are brothers, and I love every one of them. But how can you be teaching a lesson, and you into the word, and you winking at somebody out inside the audience trying to get you a second wife, and you gonna write her some more with a cup crayon? You gonna be my second wife? I like you a lot. How can you do that? You're not even focused on the Most High. You are on the Sabbath. It said, take no pleasure upon yourself on the Sabbath. Wouldn't that be a pleasure moment? Head that way. Read, brother. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mess you up like that. Let's keep going. The breastplate.
Breastplate of judgment upon his heart when he goes into the holy place for a memorial before Yahuwah continually.
And read.
And you shall put in the breastplate of judgment the urim and the, well, mine says to be in the Thummim.
And the Thurman. What?
And they shall be upon Aaron's heart.
They should be where?
Upon Aaron's heart.
Aaron don't believe in himself, he can't represent. Read.
When he goes in before Yehovah.
Uh-huh.
And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before Yehovah continually.
Why do y'all think that Aaron had to go in there twice? Every day? Go ahead, sister.
And himself and then for Yahshua.
He had to make sure he was straight first. If you ain't straight, how you gonna straighten somebody else up? Is that possible? I'd be a fool to have a flat tire telling you pull up beside me and have I'm gonna fix your flat. No, can I get my own done? Then I can help you. Read, brother.
And you shall make the robe of the ephod olive blue.
Okay, thanks my brother. Deuteronomy 33. Deuteronomy 33, we're gonna start that first verse. Give him a moment. Deuteronomy 33, verse 1. Deuteronomy 33, verse 1. I'm good. I got good time. I got a good time, you brother? Can I go ahead and do it? All right.
Deuteronomy 33, verse 1.
Read, that's wise.
And this is the blessing wherewith Moshe, the man of Elohim, blessed the children of Yasharel before his death.
Before his death. Because y'all know he's talking about Moses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before he died, y'all know he called the tribes in. Do y'all not know that?
Mm-hmm.
And read, brother.
And he said, Yahuwah came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them.
Why do y'all think he said he came from Sinai out of all the places? Out of all places, why out of Sinai? Because of the marriage that took place. Did y'all ever read? Have anybody ever really read what happened there? That man was so passionate about the woman I fell in his arms. He was so passionate with what he did when he talked to Israel. It was an actual marriage that took place. When you read that thing, you will see. That's why he said, don't provoke me to jealousy. You can't get jealous over something you don't care nothing about. Right? But if you care something about it, you get pretty steamed up. And it will cause you to do some things. Not only to the one that you love, but the one that's in that causing the one you love to do the wrong thing. They got a lot of us right now in jail for that reason. And they're called murderers. Read, brother.
He shined forth from Mount Paran.
Uh-huh.
And he came with 10,000 of saints.
Uh-huh.
From his right hand went a fiery law for them.
What made that, what is it that made that law fiery? Where did the fire come from? Ain't that something? You be out there, you're playing basketball, you're playing football, and this adrenaline come upon you. And you start hitting threes from all over the place. Just rebound the ball and shoot one from the other end of the court. Just knocking them out, right? Where did that fire come from? There was some type of zeal in you. Something happened to make you do that. But the fire inside the law is the Ruach. The Ruach is the fire of the law. If you don't have a Ruach, you can forget about the law. Forget about it, right, bro? That's why we have to pray continuously for the Ruach. We should always pray for the Ruach to guide us. Because we are carnal. We were born in sin and we were shaped in iniquity. We can do wrong. No man is perfect. That's why it's important that, and I need to touch this real quick. That's why it's important that when you're married, you don't always go back in the book. If you get mad at your wife, you go, well, the Most High said that you're supposed to do this and this and this. No, you go in the book and read what you're supposed to do. Let her go read what she's supposed to do. See what I'm saying? You trying to hold somebody to one standard, but you want to ride another standard. She already responsible for what she's supposed to do. You her head? Yes. Once you know they know, it's not your responsibility to do that. It's their responsibility. Once you read the charges upon an elder, that is the elder's responsibility to read his own charge and keep themselves up. If he's not lined up with it, he's the problem, not you. You did what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you can edify, but if you don't receive it, you gonna get mad? No, that's your brother.
And it says a fire law for them, not a fire law against them. So this is, the law is good, as it says many times in the scriptures. It's for us. And then even in the next verse, it's talking about how he loves us, how he loves us. It's for us.
He loves you so much, he puts a fire.
I just say that as opposed to people that say, so many people condemn the Torah. They condemn it as though it's bad as bad
Or something.
like that. If the world abided by his Torah, it'd be blissful. If we abided by what he said, it'd be blissful.
But you know what? The thing about it is, when I was in Christianity, the thing that gets me right, when I was in it, is that I never, ever, through me trying to be a Baptist, through me trying to be a Mormon, through me trying to be a Holy Ghost guy, I'm sorry, Church of God in Christ, and I even thought, crazy, I tried to be a Jehovah's Witness. And I never received any instruction out of none of those places. But today I got structure. Today I have integrity. Today I know if I don't stand for something, I'm going to fall for anything. If I don't stand for that law, I'm going to fall for any doctrine that comes through. Any doctrine that comes through, I'm going to fall for it.
We referred to it a little bit earlier, but like, reading the scriptures are for discernment. I mean, it's like, as you read through, you're able to not only see what happened in the past and how our culture was, how people were when they were actually living, inside the culture of the Torah, but you can look at things now, and it helps you to discern the tricks of the enemy right now, because you can see, okay, hold on, this he's not going along, even though he says he has on all the right clothes and everything, and he seems like he's saying stuff that's right, people are feeling good. You can identify from the Torah, from the word, from the scriptures, that he's not going. What he's saying and what he's doing is not aligned with what Yah says to do. That gives you that discernment. It's for our teaching. It's for our discernment as well.
And don't second guess yourself. So you got something?
I wasn't breaking my hand, but I do have something to say, though, because I'm in total agreement with that, because at the end of the day, like you said, we were born in sin. And I more so look at it like we have to allow the word to transform us individually, and not, like you said, don't depend upon man to help transform you, but let the word transform you.
Because the man can't renew your mind. Scripture says what? Is to be ye transformed by the renewing of what? It didn't say by changing your shoes. It didn't say by putting on a different shirt, getting the right woman, getting 2 or 3 wives, getting a man that act like he got the best knowledge. It said by the renewing of your mind. I mean, you got to think a different way. You got to go to another. You got to go to another level. Yes, ma'am.
Scripture say, work out your own salvation.
How?
With fear and trembling.
If you don't fear the Most High, you in trouble. Yes, ma'am.
And also says that the law is good for converting souls.
It is. Convert mean what? Change. And then it said you can't put new wine in old bottles. What do you think the old sheepskin? What do you think the old sheepskin is? That's the old man. The old man walking around all greasy and dirty with all that iniquity in him. And then you're going to try to get this and put it in. You got to change that guy. You can't walk around and be the same guy today, same guy tomorrow, and that same guy is that guy that when you're around people you Israel, but when you at your worst time, that is when you by yourself, you somebody else. That's where integrity comes in. That's when you got to take responsibility. You got to stand for something. Yes, ma'am.
I think about moving up the level. Before I came here, when I found out the truth, and I left the church, and first I had to tell everybody off. I left the church.
Get the last word in.
I fortified my house. I had my story. I was ready. I read when she had to go back. I did some training. I'm ready to go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Because your mind already made that transformation.
Yeah, and so at the end of November, I thought I was going to DC. And then by the end of January, I'm in the middle of DC, and I'm like, what in the world? I was laid out back then.
I know, right?
I wasn't ready to come to the bed of the beast.
I know, because the middle is the middle.
That's right.
I'm telling you, a lot of people, you get some. Oh, somebody, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I hear you. I see you.
Well, so what I know that with myself, I wasn't convinced in 2015, and when I saw the Negro man laying the map, that's when I was.
Okay.
So, I really, that I really appreciate those that I had received sure. I do recall his reading and saying where he says, my sheep hears my voice and I know them, and they follow me, and I give to them eternal life, and they will never perish. And other verses like, if you believe you are sealed with his spirit. And the other verses like, we're there is growing grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Yeshua. So, I believe that after reading those scriptures and knowing those scriptures all my life, is that I'm in this stage of process of growing in grace and in knowledge of Him.
Okay. So now, real good, real quick, right? Everybody, real quick. Y'all ready? Everybody ready? Huh? Everybody ready? Is faith a verb? Is faith a noun? It's a verb. What's the verb? So faith without works? So this right here. You can't receive something that you don't read. Right? You can't receive the Hamashiach if you don't have this word in you. The only way you're going to get this word in you is you got to read this word. Right? So I can have faith all day long. I can believe, not have faith. I can believe all day long. I'm telling you, I can really believe it. Then I'm going to get me a glass of water. If I don't get my brother moved, I'll never see that water. Faith is a verb. That's why the Apostle Paul said, you show me a man that's by faith. By faith. There was James that said, he said that you know, show me a man that does something by his faith, and I'll show you one that does by his works. Who was that? That was you? So what?
They had to show me a man that has faith without works, and I'll show you a man that has faith by his works.
Yeah, and who was that? That was James. Exactly. So you see what I mean? So what I'm saying is that what I got from the Christian church is that the last man I dealt with told me to read. And that's what I got. When I read Deuteronomy 28:68, I said, okay, it's over. The Most High led me to be, this was a Christian church, 8 churches. And when I found out the truth, we changed from Sunday to Saturday. And we took down the cross. Everybody left, but a few. And when we changed to Saturday. And then, when we took down the cross, the lady walked in and said, you took down my God. And the first thing that popped in my mind was what? You're going to worship wood and stone. Go ahead, sister.
No, I'm just saying, like, all our lives, like, it seems like, even based on what Sister Collins was saying, what she was saying, like, the Most High kind of guided each and every one of us for different reasons. And some of us, we did get our initial start and reading and learning, probably through Christianity or whatever. And it wasn't for vain, but it was about that growth process. So what are you going to do when you start learning more? Are you going to remain, or are you going to reject it, or are you going to grow?
So Christianity is that old sheepskin or old sheepskin. You have to let the Christianity go in order to move forward. Because if not, you're not going to get to the next level. There's more levels to this thing than you would ever believe. Where is that? Where you sitting there? Who? Oh, when you?
No, good. No, not good. I was gonna say, cause I think it's a scripture that talks about preservation, and He preserved us. You know, He kept us to the point to where we would study to show ourselves approved to the Most High and not to man. So with those different things, we still, He kept us where He wanted us until it was time for Him to elevate us to the knowledge and the understanding that we have earned.
But why would I be poor? And I make sure I buy you a helicopter. I make sure I buy you an airplane. And I make sure when you go in a limo. Because you told me when you put out that hanky this big, and you cut it into 300 pieces, and you told me if I give you $125 for a little square of it like that right there, and I believed it. Stupidity. You gotta use our heads for more than a hat rack today, Israel. Because stupidity is what got us to where we are today. Right? So hit that third verse, brother.
Yeah. He loved the people.
Uh-huh.
All His saints are in your hand.
Uh-huh.
And they that sat down at your feet. Everyone shall receive of your word.
Of what?
Of your word.
Of your, oh, wait a minute now. How can, you got to read to get the word.
Right.
But we won't read. That's the problem. The problem, they said you want to keep anything from us. That's bad. That's bad, ain't it? And put it in the book and give you the book. Look, I'm hiding from JR, right? See what I'm saying? They put it in the book and they give you the book. That don't make standing around sense. You know what I mean?
But then also, you know, at these different memorial places, different feast days, and there's one I just read about, I can't remember which one it was. They were reviewing that stuff, like, you know, like he's reviewing it, he's writing the whole thing. Like when you get there, right, when you get to the province or whatever it was, write the Torah. He's like write the Torah on these rocks or whatever you put together.
Yeah.
On these different memorial days, review the whole thing. You gotta read it in order to review it. To go over it, you gotta go over what was written. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you said. It's not like okay, it's there and just leave it alone. Like, why would He give us His word if He does not want us to review the word? That does not neglect His spirit. The spirit helps us with the word.
That's right.
It's both. It's not one or the other. It's both. It's all Him.
Question. That's it. That's right. That's it. So now, for those that hadn't heard this before, let's try to learn from our way to learn something. Right? What's the highest? The day of Pentecost? Or the Sabbath that comes every seventh day? The Sabbath, you all know that the Sabbath is higher than the high holy days? Did y'all know that? But we'll go all out for the high holy days. I gotta go shopping. I gotta get me this, I gotta get that for this. I gotta be prepared. Prepared a week early to show up. Jingling like bells on a tree in the wind. But it takes a tow truck to get your house out the house on the Sabbath. It don't make sense. Where you at, brother?
Verse 4.
Read.
Moshe commanded us a Torah,
Uh-huh.
even the inheritance of the assembly of Jacob.
Okay, read.
And he was king in Yasharon,
Uh-huh.
when the heads of the people and the tribes of Yasharel were gathered together.
Real quick, what is the inheritance?
The law.
No. Keep it back up again. Moses commanded us the law, even the inheritance of the congregation. Yes, it's the law. But when But by keeping that law, what is the inheritance?
The kingdom is right.
Huh?
The promises that he gave us.
We keeping this law. For what reason? If there's no reason for you to keep it, then what inheritance are you trying to get? The kingdom, right? That most people are being taught is things that's gonna happen up in heaven somewhere. They're gonna come and steal you, and most are gonna come back sneaking in, get everybody out and run. But the truth of the matter is that if your mind, if you don't have the kingdom, because he said seek ye what first? If your mind is not on the kingdom, you might do like the brother did, just throw the law away. Do what you want to do. Rob, kill, steal, lie, just do it all. No? Just throw it all away. There's no law. You're not governed anymore. Read, brother.
Verse 6.
Oh, I got the wrong guy.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Let Reuben live.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick, I messed up right quick. Read this again. I want y'all got this is what's being said. Let me back up and make sure I got it. My last one. I think I missed it. That's it. Read 5 again.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
And he was king in Yasharon.
Who was? Who was?
Moses.
So Moses was king. I told y'all that, didn't I? And we all know that Aaron was what?
Priest.
So the king and the high priest, who they represent? Huh? He wasn't here yet.
Oh.
Back up. Go on back there. Melchizedek. Moses and Aaron came in the middle between Melchizedek and our Hamashiach. And they represented our Hamashiach. They represented who? Melchizedek. Because together, collectively, they became what? King and priest. That's why we're gonna get a chance to read. They're gonna say that Aaron was established for it. The Most High put him in a position where he's gonna be established forever. Because the high priest, him and Moses. Because when our Hamashiach come back, what they stood for is gonna be established forever. Meaning that being the king and priest, the priesthood and the kinghood. I gotta get on down that road. Read. I got 20 minutes, guys. Work with me. What you got?
Verse 6.
Read.
Let Reuben live and not die.
Let Reuben live and not die.
And let not his men be few.
Read.
And this is the blessing of Judah.
Here come the blessings of Judah.
And he said, hear Yahuwah, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. And let his hands be sufficient for him. And be you a help to him for his enemies.
So he asked him to hear Judah, to bind Judah together, and to make him sufficient and protect him from all his enemies. We all can live good like that. Read.
Verse 8.
And Levi.
And to Levi he said,
What?
let your Thummim and your Urim be with your
Be with what? Thy what?
be with your saints,
Uh-huh.
whom you did prove and match, and with whom you did strive at the waters of
Meribah.
Meribah.
Uh-huh. Who said what? Read. The thing first.
Who said unto his father and to his mother,
Uh-huh.
I have not seen him,
Uh-huh.
neither did he acknowledge his brethren,
Nor
nor knew his own children.
for.
For they have guarded your word and kept your covenant.
Now, you don't mean festival of lights. It means knowledge, and it means wisdom. All that right there came behind is what the Ruach brought into the tribes of Israel. And Thummim means integrity, wisdom. Right? So if that's not attached to those breastplates, then you're not doing the right thing. It's not going to happen. 1 Samuel 28. Give me that third verse. Give me John 16, 11. Yeah, I need 1 Samuel 28, 3. And when you get there, when you get to 28, I want you to stay right there, okay? All right.
1 Samuel 28 and 3. Now Samuel was dead.
Now y'all remember when Samuel died? Everybody read the book? Read.
And all Yasharal had lamented him
They all cried about it.
and buried him in Ramah,
They went on and buried him.
even in his own city.
And in his own city.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land.
Now he ran them all out of the land. Now this is Saul. He ran all the familiar spirits out of people that worship them familiar spirits. He ran them out of the land. Read.
And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Yasharal together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid.
He was scared. Now why was he afraid? He had the Most High. Read.
And his heart greatly trembled.
Uh-huh.
And when Saul inquired of Yahuwah answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
Y'all see all that? Y'all see that? Nor by Urim, and nor by what? Nor by the prophets. Isn't that something? He ain't giving nothing.
This thing says, the definition says Urim. This thing says lights, or Urim, the oracular brilliancy of the figures of the high priest's breastplates.
Y'all saw that, right? Now, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. You all know this took place after Saul had went to that war. And he was supposed to kill that king. And he didn't kill the king. And he took these spoils that the Most High told him to get rid of. And he took it and he built himself a little city. And the Most High shut him off. Because at that point, there was no Urim and there was no thunder. John 16, 11.
John 16, verse 11.
Read, brother.
Of judgment. Because the prince of this world is judged.
That's the same one that a lot of people follow. Read.
I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now.
Howbeit,
when he, the Ruach, Spirit of truth, is
the
come.
Ruach of truth, which is, keep going,
Is come. He will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you.
So now, that's what I'm saying. That's why on a daily basis, instead of praying for a car, a electric bill, a water bill, and clothes and tennis shoes and a good friend, pray for the Ruach. Pray the Ruach. And this should be done daily. But I personally, it could be done more than once. Pray the Ruach guide you, because that's what we need. We need the guidance. Israel needs guidance right now. And we don't need it from some of these people out here that's trying to take us in the wrong direction. You stayed at 1 Samuel, right? Drop 28 and drop down to that 14th verse.
And just to go back to what you was just reading in John 16, that's the same thing that Yahushua was saying. I don't speak of my own accord.
Right.
I only speak with what I hear from the Father.
That's
so again, same thing. He's saying your spirit is not going to speak of what it's not going to speak of its own accord. It's going to speak of what it's going to speak from the Father. It's the same thing.
That's it. You got a precept? You good. Okay. 1 Samuel 28, 14. All right, take your time, bro. You guys are looking pretty good, y'all. Sometimes I know the goal is 15 minutes, but I'm going to be on time today. I pray that the Lord, that the Ruach don't take us over. All right? If so, you can have an extra sandwich. No, I'm just joking.
say?
Yes, sir.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that has a familiar spirit, that I may go.
Wait, no. 28:14.
28:14. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man comes up.
Oh, my bad. I got you messed up. You were still in. No, we still in John. JR was reading that. We still in John. I didn't hit that though. It's I got a label wrong. Had a long night. Give me John 16. You hold tight right here. You are. 1 Samuel 30. I'm going to go to 30 and 1. JR, go back to Abiyah. Go back to John 16 and give me 14 and 15.
John 16, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
He shall glorify me,
You shall glorify me.
for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you.
So he's talking about the Ruach, right? So the Ruach, if it's guiding you, it's going to show you what? It's going to show you of him. The Ruach glorifies our Mashiach. How do you glorify? I'm so glad you asked. I was waiting for this one. No, but anyway, it glorifies our Mashiach because it keeps you in order of what? Of the law. It keeps you in tune to the covenant, and it also keeps you what? Kingdom bound. And that was the purpose. Y'all know that the purpose for man was actually where they were supposed to become angels. Y'all know that? Y'all know that man was created to be angels? No? Yeah, then? It's true. I can pull it up for you. But it's true. I'm gonna stay focused. But yes. But when that first sin happened in the garden, all that was gay. That's why do you think you can get a celestial body?
Yeah, I knew we weren't supposed to die. Because that was proclaimed to us as a punishment.
Okay, I can pick it up for you. Give me the 15 verse here.
Verse 15.
Uh-huh.
All things that the Father has are mine.
Uh-huh.
Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine, and shall show it unto you.
When he said take of mine, he's going to take of him and show it to us. 1 Samuel. 30 and 1, yes sir.
1 Samuel 30 and 1.
Here we go, check this out.
And it came to pass, when David and his men were come to Ziklag on the third day, that the Amalekites had invaded the Negev and had smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire. And had taken the women captives that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way.
So David and them came back, right? And they had been invaded by the Amalekites. They had taken away all the people who were free.
So David and his men came to the city,
Uh-huh.
and behold, it was burned with fire.
Burned with fire.
And their women and their sons and their daughters were taken captive.
And their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken what?
Captive.
And read.
Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep.
They had no more power to weep. Now y'all know Samuel had already been off the scene. We do know that, right? Okay. Now, so when we're our weakest hour, a lot of us try to fix things ourselves. Right? But I wanted you to go to the Ruach. Read that good verse.
And David's two women were taken captive.
His two wives taken captive.
Achoniam, the Israelite, and Abigail, the woman of Nabal, the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed.
He was distressed.
For the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved. Every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in Yahuwah Elohim.
Do y'all know that Saul was still out there? Do y'all know that Saul was still king when this took place? But David was out there in Babylon. Right? David had a priest. But Saul had people that he was going to. Y'all remember who he went to, right? He went to go get a touch himself in the spirit. We call him witchcraft or something. Read, brother.
I'm at 7. And David said, Abiathar, the priest.
That was David's priest.
Achimelech's son, I pray you, bring me hither the ephod.
What did he ask for?
The ephod.
Y'all saw that? There's power in the ephod. Read.
And Abiathar brought thither the ephod to David.
David bypassed the priest because the priest wasn't doing something he's supposed to do. If you know that somebody's not right, you know they're not leading you in the right way, why are you still doing it? Read.
And David inquired at Yahuwah, saying, shall I pursue after this truth?
David went straight to the source. If you covered by your covering, which is our Hamashiach, is your covering, and your wife is covered by you, right? Your family is covered by you. I'm just gonna throw this in there real quick, guys. I shouldn't do it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I shouldn't do it. You know you reverse prayers to people, right? If you're the head. If you're the head of a family and your wife prays for something that's not right, you know you can pray and reverse that. You know that. You know if your daughter prays for something that's not right, you know you can pray and reverse that, right? You know if your son prays for something and it's not right, you know you can reverse his prayers, right? Y'all do know that, right? Yeah. So I'm saying it to say that you have to be in line with the Ruach first, just like Aaron had to go in for himself first, then he could go in the second time for Israel. You got to make sure you are right in the position of you dealing with your head in order for you to protect those things that's beneath you. And you need the Ruach to rule in your life. But your Ruach gives you a mind of discernment, where you can discern what's right and what's wrong and when something's not, because you know your family. You know them. You know when something's not right. You ain't know how to know they pray for. All you got to do is pray. And your prayer supersedes the prayer. You know that. But if you ain't right, there's no reason for the person that's supposed to be under you, because they have a covering, they can pray for themselves if you ain't right. It says sanctified wife and sanctified husband. But if you ain't right, that don't make, they shouldn't follow you. If you ain't doing the right thing, why? See, we got Israelite brothers that want to do the wrong thing. But we want to hold them to a vine and say, I'm your head. But if you are a bad head, a head with no guidance, with no integrity, why do you want to lead somebody into that filth that your mind is in? Why do you want to, the whole head is sick. Why do you want to mislead them and then try to direct them into damnation? Because you headed there. Because you don't want to do the right thing. And that blood still is acquired from your head. Read, brother. Where you at?
And David inquired of Yahuwah, saying, shall I pursue after this truth? Shall I overtake them? And he answered them, pursue, for you shall surely overtake them, and without fail recover all.
Read.
So David went, and he and the 600 men that were with him, and came to the brook Besor, where those that were left behind stayed. But David pursued, and he and 400 men, for 200 abode behind, which were so faint that they could not go over the brook Besor.
He ain't like these brothers was riding horses and carriages. Yes, ma'am.
Back in 7, when David put on the ephod,
Yes.
because of Levi.
Right. Y'all got that right. He wasn't a Levite, but he still put on the what? The ephod. And he still what? He still prayed and got an answer.
Yeah.
He was prophesied to be king, but he wasn't king yet.
Exactly.
Samuel proclaimed.
Exactly. But he bypassed the priest. Do you see that? With the what? With the ephod. Okay, read, brother.
I'm at 11.
Yes, sir.
And they found a Mitzrayim, an Egyptian in the field.
So we got to understand something. Number one, these brothers on foot, most of them. don't think they had horses back then. They could have. They could have had a horse. They could not have. But most of these brothers traveled on foot, on feet, right? You had 200 of them that got weak because they had not eaten. But many times they went to battle, they fought on just on raw gut. These brothers were weak and they left 200 men behind. But the Most High, when the Most High wants to show, the Most High could have gave them the strength. When the Most High wants to show his power, he does a lot with a few. Sometimes when you got to stand alone, you are your most strongest person when you're standing by yourself than you are when you're standing with somebody else. You are stronger standing by yourself because you're in one mind. Unless your mind going back and forth into all this kind of crazy stuff. Go ahead, sister. You rather Sister Carol, Kelly, one of y'all like that. Y'all, they trying to figure out who's going to be the smoke. They trying to see who's going to speak. Now they already got what they're going to say. But now
No, we were just saying that right here, back at number 7, David is king and priest under the order of Melchizedek when you put that ephod.
That's where I was getting to. I said he bypassed the priest. Did y'all see that? So once again, you saw what? A man, right, stand in the order of Melchizedek in between who?
Did the same thing when he ate the showbread.
So everything gives us an example about Hamashiach.
Right. It's not the law is not ritualistic. It's a benefit.
Right.
It's always supposed to be a benefit. So if something is not necessarily going the way as written, it still has a benefit.
But how many people you to talk to that say, I ain't no way to where I keep 10 commandments? It's 613, but they say, I can't keep the 10. And the Hamashiach said, okay, well, you can't keep the 10, keep these 2. Keep 2. They say, I can't keep the 2.
I see one more thing in there, in that Christ came through the line of Judah. And David, he said he was going to sit on David's throne.
Yes.
Which, that's the same line. And again, he's telling you in that one scripture that is Christ is going to be coming. Ephod is going to be the
King and priest. And
Christ.
he's sitting on David's throne.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, yeah, brother.
I'm at 11 actually.
Read.
They found an Egyptian in the field and brought him to David and gave him bread, and he did eat. And they made him drink water.
Now, y'all know this Egyptian was the enemy. Y'all do know this Egyptian is the same one that David was pursuing. Y'all do know that, right? Read.
And they gave him a piece of a cake of figs and 2 clusters of raisins. And when he had eaten, his ruach came again to him, for he had eaten no bread nor drunk any water 3 days and 3 nights. And David said unto him, to whom belong you? And whence are you, or where are you from? And he said, I am a young man of Egypt, servant to an Amalekite, and my master left me because 3 days ago I fell sick.
Now y'all know that same 3 days, 3 days ago was the same time when David fasted and prayed for 3 days. You see how this working? David fasted and prayed for 3 days. The Most High made one of his enemies sick and fall, and everybody he ran with left him, so the Most High could use him to get to David to complete the mission. Let's read.
We made an invasion upon the south of the Kerith,
Read.
and upon the coast which belongs to Judah, and over the south of Caleb, and we burned the Ziklag with fire. And David said to him, can you bring me down to this company?
Can you take me to those guys that did this? Read.
And he said, swear unto me by Elohim that you will neither kill me nor deliver me into the hands of my
I'll
master.
take you up there, 'cause I know you're going to do some damage. But just don't kill me in the process you killing me. I'm taking you there. Don't turn on me. I'm taking you. Read.
nor deliver me into the hands of my master,
And whatever you don't give it back to them, because they're going to get me for bringing you in.
and I will bring you down to this company.
Uh-huh.
And when he had brought him down, behold, they were spread abroad upon all the earth, eating and drinking and dancing, because all of the great spoil that they had taken out of the land of the Philistines, and out of the land of Judah.
They started to celebrate too soon. Read.
And David smote them from the twilight even until the evening of the next day.
All night long. Read.
And there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men, which rode upon camels and fled.
They said camels pretty fast though. Read.
And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his 2 women. And there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them. David recovered all. And David took all the flocks and the herds which they drove before those other cattle, and said, "This is David's spoil."
Great.
And David came to the 200 men which were so faint that they could not follow David, whom they had made also to abide at the brook Besor. And they went forth to meet David and to meet the people that were with them. And when David came near the people, he saluted them.
And what?
Then answered all the wicked men in the midst of Belial,
Listen to what they said.
of those that went with David. So the wicked men went with David, and said, "Because they were not with us, we will not give them aught out of the spoil that we have recovered,
What they gonna give them?
save to every man his woman and his children,
We'll give you back your wife and children, but we're not giving you no spoil.
that they may lead them away and depart."
What read?
Then said David, "Ye shall not do so, my brother, with that which Yahuwah has given us, who has preserved us and delivered the company that came against us into our hand."
So let me tell you like this right here. Let me say this real quick. You got some sister? So you doing? Good sister, brother.
So since you're talking about Melchizedek, everybody in between Hamashiach, when I look at that, I see when Hamashiach, he had to take on Esau, and he had to come, and he had to step forward and get everybody, everything right for Yahshua, and then when the Most High comes back, we're going to recover everything.
Exactly. But check this out, right? The men he had started with 600 men. All the men had the faith in the Most High and followed David. They was headed to do that. They got weak. They fainted. Right? The 400 men that David went on and took care of the mission. Part of that 400 men was evil guys. Right? So, what I'm telling you, and then they say they were going to give back their wife and their children, but none of the spoils, right? And David told them, "You're not going to do that." Right? Along this journey, everybody don't go to the next level at the same time. Just because you go to a level above somebody else, don't mean you discount them or you leave them less than what they are. I mean, you don't help them. You don't try to pull them along. You don't share the beauty of how would you say it? The blessing that the Most High has given up that place upon you. Because you could have been that same one, because it's all the will of the Father. Right? You know how that came to be.
Well, in the closing, can I read a little bit of Ecclesiastes 28?
Give it to me.
It says, this is Ecclesiastes 28:1. "He that revenges shall find vengeance from Yahuwah, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Forgive your neighbor the hurt that he has done unto you. So shall your sins also be forgiven when you pray. One man bears hatred against another, and he seeks pardon from Yahuwah. He shows no mercy to a man which is like himself, and he asks for forgiveness of his own sins. If he that is but flesh nourish hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins? Remember your end, and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and death, and abide in the commandments. Remember the commandments, and bear no malice to your neighbor. Remember the covenant of Elder Eliyahu, and wink at ignorance." When David
put the ephod on, And he prayed unto the Most High, and the Most High delivered the Amalekites unto him, right, unto Israel. He didn't just deliver them unto 400 of that 6 men. He didn't just deliver them to part of Israel. He delivered them into the hands of all Israel. So all the spoils was supposed to be given to all of them. So if you read down there again, you start at 23. Watch this.
Samuel, First Samuel 30 and 23. Then said David, ye shall not do so, my brother, with that which Yahuwah has given us.
Us.
Who has,
Israel as a whole. Read.
who has preserved us and delivered the company that came against us into our hand.
We all, as Israel, have been placed in bondage. We are all right now in this world. Everybody that knows that they're Israel, whether they're living right or wrong, we all know that we are all in captivity. Just because you know something that somebody else don't know, or you're on a different level, you never know when the Most High is going to elevate somebody else. Don't ever count your brother out. Don't never turn on your brother. Whether he's from an alphabet group to a temple. Never discount them, and always pray for Israel. Right? And I'm saying that to say, because when he delivered Israel, he's going to deliver Israel. But wait a minute, let's stay according to Scripture. Because two-thirds going to come short. Two-thirds going to come short.
Wicked and evil men.
Yes. But if a man live his whole life, and that man is wicked his whole life, and before the term of his life is ended, that man turned, and that man become a righteous man, that man has a sure key to the kingdom. If a man live his whole life righteously, all the way down to the last moment, and he sinned in that final hour, that man is headed to damnation. Never count your brother out. All right, brother, go ahead and finish up here.
24. For who will hearken unto you in this matter? But as his part is that goes down to the battle, so shall his part be that tarries by this stuff. They shall part alike.
They shall part alike. They shall partake all three, brother.
And it was so from that day forward that he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel unto this day.
Until when?
Unto this day.
Until this present day. I want to say thank you for your time.
Hallelujah.